Are we live? We're live. We're live, people. What's good? Let's say hello to a few people. Let's say hello. Who's in? Evening, Ade. This should be a good one. Our boy Ade, a big TV star. No, I'm not a big TV star. I'm not a big TV star. Stop it. Stop it. What does he say here? This channel should really grow its numbers now as you're on TV, the zone. Then their new studio too. It's all happening so fast now. Only downside is we don't get live watch alongs. Yeah. I didn't think about that. You're right. You are correct. Well, only for the zone shows. I mean, it's still Sky Sports, BT Sports, and the American cards. Um, Team Banjamek. Yo, Ade, congrats on the zone. It was great seeing you on there this weekend. We'll talk about that in a second. Thank you, by the way, to everyone that mentioned that. Amandeep Jahal, congrats, Ade. It was a great show. Carnival-esque build-up. Seen you were about 10 different sets. Weird seeing you in person with everyone. Weird for you. Weird for me. Weird for me. E-Machines, I hope you reach 110,000 subs. Why stop at 110? Why not 150, E-Machines? Michael Wilson, Ade, you're smashing it, bro. Well done. We'll see more of you on the zone in the running weeks. Yes, you will. I'll explain all in a second. Ninjas Rose, have you got time for Q&A round, Ade? Dude, you've been busy as a mother Hubbard. Yeah, well done on your DAZN debut, man. It's super busy, like super busy. But I'm not gonna complain. I'm happy to be busy. Happy to be busy. Rowan Perry, there's only one Adeola Depot. One Oladipo. Walking along, singing a song. Walking in a winter wonderland. It's weird because obviously that's like Ricky Hatton's song for a while. And Ricky was there yesterday. You know, I will say about yesterday, obviously the tickets were £750 a pop, which was expensive, right? There's no two ways to get around it. That's expensive. Every single person I spoke to, because obviously I'd done my show from 4 to 6, and then I handed it over to Chris Lloyd and Darren Barker, and I think then they then went live. But I went round, saw some people that I know from that watched the channel, and I went and just asked a few people. I was like, geez, it's a lot of money. No one complained about paying 750. It's mental. I was like, everyone was going to complain, especially with Conor Ben being off. Remember, Shannon Courtney was supposed to be on the card as well. No one complained. People enjoyed it. It was so different. I don't know how it looked on TV, but it was so different from any event I've ever been. It was very carnival like. Obviously, look, free food, free drink, and it wasn't like free drink that ran out. It was drink that didn't stop, food that didn't stop. They're not like fucking Michelin star restaurant food, but like pizzas and burgers and all that kind of stuff. And I spoke to a lot of people enjoyed it. I introduced a few people to Tony Bellew. I met loads of people that watched the channel. They all came up, which was really nice. But yeah, people just seem to really enjoy the idea of meeting fighters. There are a few footballers there, and people just it was so not what you're gonna get on a normal fight night. So yes, 750 was expensive, and I'm not going to excuse that, but you kind of got a lot for it. Like I don't know how much you'd spend. People were getting drunk and pissed, and I don't know how much that would cost if you were to go a normal night out, and people were eating as much as they want as well. So, and then you get the boxing, and then you get kind of photos with the fighters and everyone. So it seemed like people were enjoying it a lot. Um, let's have a quick little Dean Baston. Good evening, Ade. What's good? What's good, my brother? What's good, man? What's good? Christopher Klaus, Ade, yo. I'm seeing loads of questions are coming in. We are gonna get to them, I promise, peeps. Paul Taylor, amazing show last night. You know what is, yeah, obviously, look, that was my first one as well. I'm gonna get better, I promise. That was my first one. So I was very, very nervous, as you could imagine. We'd done a couple of shows before that, but they were only little half an hour shows. This was like a 2 hour show. And I don't know if you can probably see what's going on, but obviously I'm wearing an earpiece, so there's people talking in my ear. kind of telling me what to do, like, you know, go here, go there, do this, do that. So it's very fast paced. So I know I made a couple of mistakes, and I'm definitely going to rectify those on this week's show. So again, I go into, it's not even really a bubble, but I'm going to go to the hotel Wednesday night, Thursday show, Friday show, Saturday. So it's going to be exactly the same. So yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. A super chat here from Will, who was there. Great to see you yesterday, bro. Nice to share a drink with you, Will. It was nice. It really was. You know, it was really nice to see some people there that watch the channel. Like, you know how many people came up to me and says, I watch your channel all the time. And I was like, this is madness. Dude, all right, there was a coach driver. I was leaving. I left. And there was like a coach that was shuttling people. I don't know where it was picking everyone up from, but it was shuttling in. What I heard was a coach driver come out and say, Ade. And I was like, well, what, am I not allowed to go? And he's like, yo, I watch your channel all the time. I was like, this is crazy. So yeah, thank you to everyone that watched the channel. Really appreciate it, man. Charlie Carpenter says, congrats, mate. Was watching the build-up show on the train. You were class. Jeez, this is nice. This is nice. Christopher Klaus said, did not know Bellew was such a big guy. Big guy and nice guy. Bellew is nice. And that was my first time really working with, like, meeting him, let alone working with him. So nice, honestly, so nice, man. You can see why, you know, everyone moans that maybe Eddie uses them for a lot of stuff, but sometimes just being nice will get doors open for you. And you can see why Eddie and him have a good relationship, because he's just a nice guy. What's this one? Learn English with Isolarios. Isolarios. Is that your channel? If that's your channel, everyone go and have a look at his channel. Congrats today. Great to see you. All your success. Thank you very much. All right, should we have a little talk about, I feel like everyone's going to say congrats. As a piece, all night I was looking around the crowd to see yourself, Ade. I was so hoping to see your reaction to all the fights. Can you give us a quick breakdown on each fight and what your thoughts are? Perfect. That's what we're gonna get into now. 2 secs. Just want to quickly read out the super chat from Quinn40. Thank you so much, bro. Mr. DAZN presenter now, just chatting away on the couch to Bellew and Hearn. My man, so weird, dude. It's so weird. Like, come on, you guys know I'm one of you guys. We're exactly the same. So it is a bit weird. Like, it isn't just them, it's all the boxers. Like David Diamante, me and him were having a big chat before the show, and he is the coolest cat in the world. Like, David is so cool and laid back, and yeah, even Campbell Hatton, speaking to him as well, and you just realize just a young kid. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. Obviously, we critique him. I critique him. I'm gonna critique him a bit now, but just a young kid, man, 20 years old, like having to do all this in front of everyone. Like, imagine that. Imagine having to like perform at that age in front of everyone. So yeah. All right, let's quickly talk about the fights, and then we'll just go on and do like a bloody Q&A session. Like, might as well, innit? Sandy Ryan, first fight. That girl put it on her, you know. You know what the funny thing is? I was at the weigh-in, and as soon as her opponent took her tracksuit off, I was like, oh, this is going to be a little fight, because our opponent was in such good shape, and you don't normally get people in that kind of shape on, like, if you're fighting on your debut, you normally get handed anyone. She got handed someone that literally came to fight, really did come to fight. But yeah, Sandy Ryan's gonna go places, just because we know the depth in female boxing isn't really there. I mean, you can have 4 or 5 fights and fight for a world title. I think we've seen it, right? Shannon Courtney's a good example. Even Terry Harper's a good example. People that just had a few fights and have gone straight in. So she's going to go and fight. Jack Cullen, Avni Yildirim. I was watching that fight ringside with Rob Tebbett. Me and him were watching it together. After about 3 rounds, I looked at Rob and I said, Avni Yildirim's actually shit, isn't he? Like, he's actually not that good. I don't know why I thought he was, because he's not actually that good. When you look at his resume, and this is the weirdest fight going in, because yes, he's fought Canelo, and yes, he's fought Eubank Jr., and yes, he's fought Anthony Durrell, but then you look at the resume and, okay, lost. Like, who's he beaten? Who's he performed well against? So I had no idea how good Avni Yildirim is, but I found out yesterday that he's not very good. One of the scorecards was obviously crazy. 100, like 90 is mental, doesn't make any sense, but I thought Jack Cullen won anyway. So in the end, the right man won. And for Yildirim, I don't know what this means. He's got 1 fight left on his DAZN deal. Sorry, I think that's my phone. It's like he's got one fight left on his DAZN deal, and yeah, I don't know what they're going to match him up with. Let's quickly let's have a look. This is interesting. Very quickly, well, I'll go through the card again. I just want to quickly read a comment. Nobody who paid 750 will complain about paying that much, though, as it clearly isn't a concern to them or him. Yes and no. The reason I thought people would complain is because I think most people, not most, but a few, were going to see Conor Ben. So my reason to ask them, are they complaining about the money, wasn't a case of because it's 750. My thing was, you've paid to watch Conor Ben. Conor Ben isn't there, but they didn't seem to be too upset. A lot of people just seem to sort of revel in being in Eddie Hearn's back garden, and again the carnival like atmosphere. There were games going on, there was music, again there was food, people mixing about, like Ricky Hatton just walking through the crowd, footballers walking through the crowd. I think people just enjoyed that, but I thought people would have a moan about Conor Ben not fighting, and honestly, people didn't seem to worry too much about that, which surprised me a bit. Fahazan Riaz says, was it actually sold out? I think I probably saw about, I don't know what the attendance was supposed to be, but I think I probably saw about 20 empty seats, maybe 25. So I think it was pretty much done, pretty much. And I was always in and out. And you know, to be fair, I think it was sold out because a lot of people, there was a VIP section just behind sort of where the crowd was, and a lot of people were in there a lot. So when I was out and seeing empty seats, it's probably because a lot of the VIPs were in there drinking and eating. So I think it might have been sold out. Dan Edwards, brother Ade, awesome job this week. So proud. But where was Mike Costello on commentary? Yeah, Mike Costello is in the Olympics right now. I didn't know this either until a couple of days ago. I was like, where's Mike? Mike Costello's in the Olympics, obviously contracted by BBC to do that. I think he will be here for the final fight camp. So week 3, which is Waxy Bolotniks. Yeah, but look, Chris Lloyd done a great job anyway, didn't he? Chris Lloyd was good. Beyonce Wilder, congratulations on your new job. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Patrick Joseph, well done, brother. Love from Cork Island. Did Tony Anthony Bellew ever get back to his family after Usyk retired him? What do you think to AJ Usyk? Please take off Joshua hat. Tough fight. Like I can put the hat on and say it's a tough fight. It's a scary fight for me. I said it yesterday. We're going to actually talk about it on the DAZN show coming up on Thursday a bit more, because it's a scary fight, man. There's no two ways about it. Like, but this is the thing with Usyk. I like the best Usyk was 2-3 years ago, the Gassiev fight. Like, he didn't look great against Witherspoon. He didn't look great against Chisora. But he's going to cause AJ some problems. There's no two ways about it. There's going to be AJ's going to have to go through some fire, some serious fire. But I think we've seen AJ go through some fire before and come out the other side, right? I mean, he went for a lot of fire with Klitschko. He did. He went for a lot of fire there. So we'll see, man. But look, I expect AJ to win, but it's going to be difficult. Usyk's unbeaten, and he's a very, very good unbeaten fighter that knows how to do a lot of things in the ring that AJ doesn't know. But I still expect AJ to get the job done. This is Jag Singh says Yildirim's manager is tougher than him. Yildirim's manager is crazy. Like, he's a bit of a nutter. Like, I could see it when I was up close to him. I could see that this guy is ready to go anytime. Like, the wrong word said to him, and you're in trouble. You're in big trouble. Let's quickly so we touched on Jack Cullen. Good luck to him, by the way. Or what like now he's kind of just opened so many doors for himself. So good luck to what he's gonna do next, right? Campbell Hatton fought yesterday as well. Obviously his third fight. There were definitely some improvements from the first and the second fight. There's still a long way to go though, isn't there? There's still a long way to go. And look, I know there's a long way to go. Obviously, it's his third fight. There's going to be a long way to go, but there's still things he does that worry me a little bit. The way in which he telegraphs his punches. He kept doing this thing yesterday where he's trying to show his right hand up there, almost like like Canelo does it. I don't know if that's what he's trying. Like Canelo does it. It's almost like she lead hand, but he feints it and then tries to throw a hook, and it was a bit strange. I was like, "What are you doing?" His body work, he was winging his punches a bit. Um, I don't know. Look, what they've got coming up now is the next gen series. They've got that coming up now, where it's the guys that are coming up. So I think he's actually going to be removed from the quote unquote big cards, and he's going to be kind of built slowly in the next gen series. I think that's what they're going to do. My worry for Campbell Hatton is I looked at the three opponents that he's fought so far, and all three have caused him some problems, by the way. And they are literally like they're not the worst of the worst, but they're not great guys, right? Because what you could do, you could get him a journeyman, but the problem is a journeyman has probably fought 15, 20 times, like his first opponent, so he's experienced. So then what do you do? Do you get him a young kid who's up and coming that's got something to prove? Do you get him a guy like yesterday? I don't know what you do with him. I think Eddie and sort of Ricky Hatton, and I think he's with 258 management, are going to struggle to find opponents to help him get better because every opponent's going to be a risk. Like you can't put him in right now with journeyman. You just can't because I don't think he's even got his man strength. I think he's too small for lightweight, and that's where he's fighting. He's a lightweight. He's a lightweight. So what they're going to have to do, unfortunately, is maybe get blown up feathers or super featherweights for him to fight. It's going to be difficult, man. It's really going to be difficult. But I wish him all the luck in the world because, again, he's such a nice kid. But it's going to be tough to kind of it's going to be tough to match him. Muzi Moyo says Yildirim looked chubby, like that Canelo payday still good to him. He's actually coming down in weight, believe it or not. So remember, he fought Canelo at 168 yesterday. The fight was, I think, at 164, 163. I can't remember. So he's actually trying to come down to middleweight, 160, and fight. So he actually is a bit smaller, believe it or not. Michael Van Gerwen, Ade, is AJ versus Usyk on the zone outside the UK? Yes, it is. It is. Raps, my man on TV says Smith versus Fowler. Who you picking early doors? Smith. Smith. Yeah, Smith better, any. That's Smith's better. Even though Smith's coming off a loss, Smith actually won that fight. If you go back and watch the fight, Smith actually won that fight. Just didn't get a decision away from home. Yeah, it's just Fowler's going to be very good and explosive for 4 rounds, and then I just feel like Smith will have too much for him. I would have preferred, look, it's the risk that Fowler has to take now. I think Fowler needs to go, but I would have preferred him to have, like, there was the final eliminator for the British title ordered by the British Boxing Board of Control for him to take on Hamza Shiraz. I can understand why he didn't do that. Smith's a better fight. It's a bigger fight. It's a fight that Liverpool are going to come out for, but I just think Smith's going to have a bit too much experience for him, and I still think Smith's got something to offer as well. That's a nice message here from John Cahill. The zone getting you, Adam Cattrall, Nick Peake. Such a good move. You know what the thing is as well, people, about the zone setup? It could change. Like, nothing sort of ends the way it starts. Like, this was the first show, and I guess they're still seeing who's good at what and who can try this. And even like I'm lucky right now in terms of what I do, but who knows, right? I mean, they could change things around. So, I mean, I still think there's room for improvement overall, and I wouldn't be shocked if there are changes going forward in terms of who could do this and who could do what. But yeah, I think the thing that they definitely ain't changing is Adam Cattrall and Nick Peake. Those little jabs things that they do are very, very good. Um, Look at this. Stevie MC, Addy, you watch what you're saying, or Big Eddie Hills will send you the P45 through the post. Nah, we're good. We're good. I think that's one thing that I really liked about speaking to the producers and the directors at the zone, that we had a very big meeting, and they're very open for you to say kind of what you want to say. Obviously, don't be silly, but say what you want to say. And I like that. I like that a lot. Like, we even done a piece. It was like the top 5 fighters under 30. And I think I picked, or I mentioned 3 or 4 fighters that weren't on the zone, don't fight for Matchroom. So I mentioned Sonny Edwards as my number 2. I actually mentioned Daniel Barr in there as well. I think I said, who else did I say? I can't remember who else I said, but I mentioned Hamza Shiraz. I think Dalton Smith's name was brought up, but they're good. They're good. Wayne McCleary says Campbell shouldn't be on the main broadcast. He wasn't supposed to be. This is the thing with this one. Campbell Hatton actually wasn't supposed to be on the main broadcast. He was supposed to be on the bit you don't see. Remember again, Shannon Courtney was supposed to be on this card, and Conor Benn was. So Campbell Hatton was actually supposed to be the first or the second fight in. So we weren't going to see him, but obviously because of Conor Benn and Shannon Courtney pulling out, that's why he got pushed up a bit. I think they've kind of understood it as well now, and that's why when the next gen series comes, he's going to be on that as opposed to big cars. I don't expect to see him on the undercard of AJ Usyk, for example. I don't think he'll be on that anymore. Who's this? Hi, I've just subscribed. Ben Akel Marks. Thank you very much, my man. Really appreciate it. What did you think? What's this? Okay, let's have a quick read about this one. Tomio95 says, Ade, I'm just not interested in watching Campbell for another 10 shows against random Europeans. They need to take him off the cards so high. Yeah, look, just smaller cards as well at the moment, right? I mean, what was that yesterday? 6-fight card? You know what it is, though? I was thinking about this. I feel like we were kind of saying this a little bit about Ben early. Remember, this is his third fight. I think people were saying this about Conor Benn, who was also a couple of big cards. Maybe not actually. I think Conor Benn fought at York Hall definitely, but Conor Benn definitely got his opportunity. And I do remember people saying this about Conor. And then eventually Conor's turned us all around. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time. But aside from all that, I just want to see him box better. Like aside from him being up on the card or below on the card, I just want to see a better boxing performance from him. And I still think I'm waiting to see that. Mohammed Mir says, Ade, you know the place will be sold out for Ebony Bridges next week. Yes, I do. Actually, I think there's tickets left for this one. I think there's tickets left for it. But it's going to be interesting. Obviously, I'm going to interview Ebony Bridges. If anyone wants me to say anything, let me know. Romano Barra says, if I'm going to be honest, the zone lineup was good. Tony, Laura, Andy, and you were brilliant. My Jam was decent also, but I feel like the question was very basic and she'll need a bit more time. Yeah. Yeah, she's going to need a bit more time. She obviously brings something different. It's a different flavor, different type of energy. But she's going to need to know just something, is like in boxing, there's just things you just need to know, right? Even terminology you need to know. She'll get up to speed very quickly. Again, this is her first show. Her first show. There's a lot of pressure on her, but I think get up to speed. Let's see what she can do next week. Maybe what they do need to do, I think it was just her and Tony, right? So I think maybe once Mike comes back, it'll be her, Tony, and someone else. So she'll then throw to Tony and someone. So there'll be 3 people. That could help. That could help. Maybe they get me up there. Who knows? Super chat here from Alexander Wilson says, Addy, I still can't believe you and Rob said that Luke Campbell had a better chance to beat Loma than Porter than Spence. Man, how time has changed. I can't remember saying that. I can't remember saying that. Did I say that shit? I can't believe I said that either. When did I say that, Alexander? Remind me. I can't remember. Look at this. It's true. Look at this. Wayne McCleary says, true. I didn't think Ben was going anywhere after his first 3-4 fights, nor did I. And this is what I'm saying, right? I'm not trying to say Campbell Hatton is going to turn into Conor Benn. And Conor Benn's still got his room to grow. But after 4 or 5 fights, I remember that fight where he fought Payno. Remember that? And the guy kind of put him down, bust up his face. Everyone's like, nah, Conor Benn's dumb, man. He can't box. Now look at Conor Benn. Now people are talking about Conor Benn being fringe world level. So it does take time. And that's a 3-4 year journey for Conor Benn. So it does take a lot of time. By the way, yeah, that was so like that Conor Benn thing was crazy because I think I mentioned right on the video I did the other day. So obviously I'm prepping and we got everything. The whole show was built around Conor Benn Granados. Like we're prepping. We've got this interview lined up, that lined up, this lined up. And then I get a call about 8 in the morning and it's from my producer. And I'm like, okay, you know, basically I thought he just calling me to kind of just give me a heads up of what we're gonna do. He's like, yeah, I think Conor Ben's got COVID, so he might be out. And I'm like, oh my god, my first show on the zone, I've just prepped for hours, all thrown away. So yeah, um, Conor Ben is likely, in fact, not likely. Conor Ben will definitely fight on that Headingley card. 100% he's going to fight on that card. So that card headlined by Lara versus Warrington rematch. Conor Ben will fight Granados on that, I believe. Yeah, this is good actually. I think this is really good. So good not having adverts in between rounds and comms actually letting the fight speak for itself. Yeah, two very good things. Adverts is great. Like, not having adverts is great, right? It's just something's always happening. So, and if they're not talking, it just does like the drone footage will just kind of capture what's going on. I love that, and I think the three together are actually quite good. Darren Barker, Chris Lloyd, and Andy Lee. Bear in mind that will change. Tony Bellew, I think, will go on eventually. So I think in the end it will be Costello, Tony Bellew, and Andy Lee. I think those will be your three main, and Chris Lloyd and Darren Barker will do their own thing. Tin says, my suggestion is it should be a matchroom fighter with the two other presenters. Cody was at the show yesterday. Why not have him? That maybe Warrington for next week, as it's Galahad. A fighter, maybe. Yeah, maybe they need to look at something like that. I think maybe a different fighter each week. Again, I think they're figuring things out. Like what works, what doesn't work. What doesn't work will get done and tucked away. What does work, they'll move on. So I think you're right. I think getting a fighter on would be something good. Good question. Yeah, I don't mind answering this one. Fazan Reyes says, Ade, if you don't mind me asking, are you employed by the zone to do the shows for Matchroom, employed by Matchroom to do the shows for the zone, if that makes sense? I am employed by the zone to do the shows for Matchroom. So it's a bit different, right? I'm employed by the zone. So I believe, I could be wrong here, the first lineup is employed by Matchroom. So Laura Woods, Maya Jammer, they're employed by Matchroom. I'm employed by the Zone, so it's slightly different. Paul Shepard says Conor Ben has to be one of the fastest improving fighters out there. Does look good, doesn't he? Does look good. Molly Mae Smith says, big respect to Maya. Remember, people, you don't need to be great to start, but you need to start to be great. I'm gonna steal that one. That's a fucking good line. And she's very good. Her knowledge will improve for sure. You know, aside from all that, she's just a very good person, by the way. Like yesterday was my first time meeting her. I saw her at the launch party on Tuesday, which is a bit all nice, swanky launch party. But yesterday was my first time. I just went up to her and said hello. We spoke. Like she's very, very open to learning about the sport of boxing. Very, very open. So yeah, man, she was good. Super chat here from Paul Taylor says, will you interview Babbage? I'm guessing that is Babbage on your show. Yes, 110%. So we'll do the main event without a doubt. In theory, we'll try and interview everyone, but definitely the main event. It's Wardley, Nick Webb on this one, isn't it? I think it is. Ebony Bridges on it, obviously. Babbage on it. So yeah, we're gonna do a lot. Um, Pound TV boxing. What's happening with the Joshua versus Usyk undercard? Putting it together now. It's literally getting put together as we speak. I wouldn't be shocked if a Coley's on it. Wouldn't be shocked if a Coley's on it. I think we all probably saw the footage of him. He's now back training. I think I saw him sparring Daniel Dubois the other day. So that makes me feel like he knows he's got something coming up. So I wouldn't be shocked if he's on it. Against who, I don't know. Shomi Yabunda says, Ade, you should do some commentary. No, I'm not very good at that. No, I'm honestly, they're better. These guys are much better than me at doing it. I'll tell you now, they're very, very good. You know, he's very good at commentating. It's got Andy Clark. Is very, very good. I done something with him for Talksport the other day. Very good. All right, let's have a look. So I think I've missed a few questions. Sorry, people. So I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna put this one up because it boosts my ego a little bit. Eddie, you're a natural. Done well as always. Looking forward to the upcoming shows. Thank you. Because let me tell you now, I'm my harshest critic. Like, I ask for feedback. I'm my harshest critic, and I haven't done like broadcasting like that for years, like 3 years. Obviously, I've been doing a lot of radio work since. So it was a bit weird, like camera, all this other stuff. But we're gonna get it. We're gonna get better at it. Trust me. I'm not gonna accept not getting better. So we're gonna get better. So thank you, my man. Thank you. All right, could we quickly touch on the fact that Lee Wood is a world champion, and yes, it's a. I know people are gonna say it's a regular belt, but for me, I always viewed Jucan as the real world champion anyway. Leo Santa Cruz has not defended that belt for 2 years. I'm sorry, that's that. If you haven't defended a belt for 2 years, I'm sorry, no, you're not even the champion anymore. So I always viewed Jucan as the champion. In fact, let me tell you, I didn't even realize it was a regular belt up until about a week ago. I'm not even bullshitting you. Because when there was talk about Warrington, remember it was supposed to be Warrington versus UCAN. I thought that was a unification fight. I was like, okay, champion versus champion. I didn't know it was a regular belt. So I'm gonna give Lee Wood his credit and say he is a world champion right now. Legit world champion. And the reason I want to give him even more props is twofold. Number one, he wasn't even supposed to be fighting. This fight only got announced. I spoke to Dave Coldwell about 4 weeks. This fight got announced 4.5 weeks ago. Wasn't even supposed to be fighting number one. Number two, wasn't even supposed to be main event. It wasn't even supposed to be at one stage co-main event, and it got pushed up to main. I mean, and then he gets the stoppage. I mean, come on, man. Let's give him some fucking credit. Like literally, you stay ready. That's what everyone says, right? Don't get ready, stay ready. And this guy has obviously stayed ready. And I think congratulations, not just to him, but to Ben Davison as well. Because Ben gets a lot of stick, right? I mean, everyone talks about him being some sort of personal trainer type coach. He's clearly not. He's clearly a very good boxing guy, boxing brain. And big win. Honestly, big win for Lee Wood. Stole the show, I thought. Chris Billam Smith versus Tom McCarthy was the fight to steal the show, but I thought Lee Wood's performance stole the show for me. It really did. There we go. I think I just kind of answered that one now. Is boxer size Ben, Stephen Tokley, Ben, actually turning out to be an elite trainer? Yeah, he is. He really is. I mean, I expected a bit more from Jucan, but Jucan has been at the ring for nearly 2 years. His punch output wasn't the same as we used to, right? I mean, this guy throws more punch than anyone. He started to look a bit tired, a little bit ragged. But yeah, man, what can you say? What can you say? Leo Mack one says Lee Wood should fight Galahad Dickens winner. Yeah, he should. He really should. Although I feel like the Galahad Dickens winner is going to want to fight if Warrington wins. Fight Warrington just because it's a bigger money fight and it will be maybe an Ellen Road, right? So I can imagine them wanting that. But if I'm Lee Wood, if I'm Dave Coldwell, who is his manager, I'm on the phone to Eddie saying we should fight the winner. We should fight the winner. But we'll see. Let's quickly do it. Boxing Cowboy says, Addy, what do you think about Wood versus Lara, assuming that Lara wins the Warrington rematch? It's not a good matchup for Lee. I think that Lara is fucking just weirdly good. Like, weirdly. Do you remember, like, I think I said this before, do you remember, like, in the lead up, he was doing some pad work and he looked fucking horrendous. And all of a sudden he gets in the ring and he's a monster. I mean, you swerve these Mexicans. These Mexicans, swerve them. Swerve me. He's Mexican, right? Lara, I think he's anyway. Swerve him. LR says Florian Marcoux would beat all of Ben's opponents. What has Ben even done? Florian Marcoux wouldn't beat. Wait, no. Let's understand this. He might beat them all, which I'm still not convinced, by the way. But I don't think he would beat them in the fashion that Ben beat. He's not beating Vargas in a round. In fact, I don't think he's beating Vargas, and I don't think he's outboxing Formella either. So yeah, we'll wait and see what Florian Marcoux does. I wouldn't mind seeing Florian Marcoux versus Iko Usman, the new British champion. Then we'll see. Stanley Redding says, so are you and Bellew supposed to be the UK Akam Barak? No, that's their own thing. It's supposed to be us. I mean, Bellew's a bloody former world champion. He's not trying to be no Akam Barak, and I'm not trying to be either. I think we're just seeing how it goes, peeps. But it's like, you're just trying different things. That's all it is. That's all it is, my man. Ring Raps in the building, says YouTube champion. Gone clear, my guy. I've not gone clear. I've not. Hey. They want the green chair in the boxing show. They want the green chair. The green chair is going, but people, it's going to the DAZN show. That's some news for you all now. Don't be surprised if you see this thing in the DAZN boxing show. Ale, start networking now and get these presenters fighters in your studio, boy. Yep. I just came back from the studio about an hour ago. Obviously, I've been away for a few days. I'm not too happy with progress. And like I sent my dude like a stingy voice note, like, what the F is going on? We should be ready to go. But hey. What's this one? London Runs Boxing says Callum Smith, I heard, is on the AJ undercard as a light heavyweight. Is he? I know he's manager. I'll have a word of him. I don't know if that's... I can understand why you would assume that's the case, just because it makes sense. I'm not sure if he is. We'll see. We'll see. Because I tell you what AJ normally likes to do is kind of put a lot of these 258 guys on it. So we'll see if that's the case. I'm not sure, but who knows. Super chat here from Quinn 40 says Shane McGuigan is really growing on me. He put him in the spotlight, but he's shining now. How many champs does he have? Yeah. I mean, Shane McGuigan is an elite level trainer. Like, I know Josh Taylor gives him a stick and obviously the Carl Frampton situation. So I don't know what he's like personally, but as a trainer, he is very, very good. And I think they would even admit that as well. Like as a person, again, I'm not sure. I don't know him like that. But as a trainer, he might just be the best trainer over here right now. He really is. Like, come on, what he does with these guys, honestly, like he'll make Lawrence Okoli the best cruiserweight on the planet in 12 months. I genuinely believe that. And I think he's going to do really good things with Daniel Dubois as well. I can't wait to see how Dubois looks under Lawrence Okoli. Really can't. Alexander Wilson says, can Ben become a world champion? Not the regular WBA champion. There are a lot of good welterweights his age, like Ennis and Ortiz Jr. Tough. It's not like we were having a debate on the show yesterday, like what next for Ben? Like even if Ben gets past Granados, what do you do next of him? Like who's a fight that's like, okay, it's that's still a good stepping stone. Rob Tebbett said Avenetian, which yeah, makes sense, right? I mean, it's a risky fight, man. It's a risky fight. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. What you got to do is rein him in a bit. He's calling out names like Porter and all that. Not yet. I will say this though. I was speaking to Coogan, and Coogan says when Ben says names like Porter, he's not saying it because he thinks he can destroy Porter. He's saying it because he just wants to fight, win or lose. Like he's not one of those guys that come into the game trying to protect his own. He just wants to be in big fights, and he thinks Porter's a big fight. So I like that. That's quite refreshing. What do you think? I think that's quite refreshing. What's this one? Wayne McCleary says was there for the box talk days. Now look at him. Jeez. Yeah, we're flying. Sometimes you got to say it to yourself. You're flying. We're flying, people. Now we're doing good stuff, man. We're trying it. We're trying. Christopher Klaus says Chisora versus Parker co-main event. Nah, ain't gonna happen. I actually don't know what's gonna happen with this fight. Chisora obviously wants good money for it. Parker wants good money for it. I don't know who's gonna be prepared to pay them the money to put that fight on. I don't think that fight even does that fight excite anyone. Like who's like screaming, "Oh, I gotta see Chisora versus Parker again." No one. Chisora is an interesting one. Obviously, look, there's so many defeats, and Chisora always is like a cat in it. It's got 9 lives, but I don't know what fight excites me for Chisora right now. Put some suggestions down. I'll read them out. I don't know what fight excites me for it right now for Chisora. Jonathan Best says, great job yesterday. Thank you, people. Thank you. Hey, don't forget, smash the like button, peeps, if you're still watching. Michael Van Goen. By the way, I love Michael Van Goen. Do you guys, I'm sure most of you know who Van Goen is, darts player. At 8, thoughts Danny Dubois and Tommy Fury fighting on the Jake Paul card. Please don't that be true. Where have you heard that? That can't be true. Surely not. Surely not. It can't be true. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Were the scorecards for Kanju versus Wood published? I'm not sure. I'd like to know what the scorecards were at the time of the startage. Sai H says, Addy, will you be covering shows in the USA with the zone? I'm not sure. That's the I guess the simple answer, people. I have no idea. Honestly, I'm just taking this like for now, week by week, and seeing what happens. I know the situation in terms of like contract length, but in terms of sort of covering fights abroad, I don't know. I guess I've just got to impress enough to the point where like we got to use Ade. So for now, we're not quite there, are we? What's this one? 380 viewers and under 100 likes. Come on, guys. Guys, it's true. What's going on? Smash that like button, please. Please. What's this one? Romford Gal, 1968. Done well, Ade. Glad I've been on your journey, but the ball game on the Buster Belly was proper painful. Yeah, you know what? That ball game. You know how much that game's got to stick. So clearly, you're never seeing that game again. And this is what I'm talking about. They're clearly trying things, and some things are going to stand, some things aren't. That game has got a lot of sticks, so clearly that game ain't stand. Although I will tell you, I enjoy playing it myself, but maybe it's not the type of game we need for a boxing show. So that's gone. Anthony Vander says, was great to see you and Bellew working. Does it still feel surreal? You seemed in your element. People, it was strange. Like, it was a bit weird. Like, the whole thing for me was a bit weird. I don't go to many boxing events, so I don't really know all these boxing people like that. But it was still just strange. Like, Eddie Hearn coming on the show, Shane McGuigan, Tony Bellew, you're talking to Ricky Hatton, and it's just like, what is going on? It was a bit weird, but you've just got to try and not fanboy and just, yeah. But it was very, very strange. What's this one? Michael P says, Fight Disciples put on Twitter that there are 17 weight classes in men's boxing. There are 44 WBA world champions. It was an incredible win by Lee Wood, but the belt is meaningless. No. That's harsh to say the belt is meaningless. It really is. And I'm with you, by the way. Regular belts, honestly, you know how I feel about all these international, regular, intercontinental, bloody, all of them, WWE like belts. But again, my thing is, I genuinely, and this is no bullshit, genuinely thought Jucan was the real world champion. I think a lot of people did, just because, again, Leo Santa Cruz has not defended that belt for over 2 years, I think it is. So if you haven't defended a belt, fuck that, vacate that shit, man. Or they should be even stripping you, like they kind of did with Pacquiao and Ugas. So I don't know. I know what you mean. It's a bit unfortunate for Lee Wood, but for me, like, I wonder if Lee Wood. I'm gonna try and get an interview with him tomorrow. Actually, I wonder if he thinks he's a world champion. I wonder how he feels. Because if I'm him, I think I am. But Andy Stone says, Lee Wood surprised me. He boxed beautifully. Having Ben and Lee Wiley in his corner has surely done him good. Spoke to him about Lee Wiley. I've been a huge fan of Lee Wiley prior to him working with boxers. I used to watch Lee Wiley's videos on YouTube years ago where he breaks down everything. I think I mentioned this before, but he's got a video on Chocolatito, and he breaks down literally every foot movement, every hand placement. He's boxing anorak, boxing guru, and I think that's a really good person to have in his camp. Let me run through a quick few here. Who do you have winning, Fowler or Smith? I have Smith winning. Um, duh, 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 duh. What's this? Okay, this is interesting. See, I don't really like all the good ones. You know, you can go back and forth with me a bit. Adi, rate your channel, thank you. But please get off the Conor Ben hype. He hasn't beaten any top 10 Brits. His opponents have been poor, known for losing. Come on, man. No, 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 no. You've got to give him credit. He blew out Vargas in a round. Like, I get what you mean. Like, he's beating people. Okay, look, even Formella, I don't know how much stock you have in Formella. Maybe not so much. Formella was good enough for Sean Porter. He stepped up and fought Formella as well, and you know wasn't super comfortable. It was comfortable enough. I mean, I just like the progression. I'm very much a traditionalist. I do like the idea of going through area level English, British, Commonwealth, all that crap. He's clearly not going that route. But I tell you now, I saw Iko Usman fight 2 weekends ago. Conor Ben will beat Iko Usman. So I don't have to see him fight any top 10 Brits to know that he would beat the top 10 Brits. Does that make any sense? Like I saw Chris Jenkins. Conor Ben will run through Chris Jenkins. Like the eye test, I know he will beat Chris Jenkins. So yes, we haven't seen him beat any top 10 Brits. Doesn't mean he can't beat them. Yeah. But you look, you're right though. Some people are overhyped with it. But yeah, you gotta give the guy some credit, man. He's doing things. He's calling out people. He wants the names, wants the smoke. He's calling out guys. Joe says, yeah, Eddie, I remember that piss poor pad work from Lara. I think he just got freakish power, threw Warrington off, and gave him the freedom to look fantastic. You know what the issue with Warrington is as well? I think people have maybe forgot about this just because of his fights against Selby and Frampton. Those Selby and Frampton fights would make you think he's a big puncher. He's not. He's got too carried away with thinking that he has superpower all of a sudden when he don't. Warrington's actually got a very, very, very low knockout record. And there are times against Lara where Warrington's actually going toe to toe with him. And I'm thinking, dude, you're not a puncher. Like I love Warrington, but you're not a puncher. Get on your bike and move. And he decided to stay in the pocket and trade with someone that literally can punch. In the end, that was his undoing. So I wonder if he's gonna get on his bike a bit more and move and circle in and out, feints, and do what he normally does, which is punch, 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 then move, punch, 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 move. If he stays there and tries to have a trade with this guy again, then he could very well get knocked out or stopped again. In fact, if I have to put money on someone win, I'm going Lara. It's true, I'm going Lara. I want Warrington to win, but I saw what Lara did the first time round, and I think Lara can do that again. Let's read this one out. Mr. F says, it would be nice to see you do interviews with boxers for your channel, but it would be hard for you to do it at the event as it would be a conflict of interest. Yeah, I thought about that as well. Um, I think it will be okay after I've done my show. My show finishes at 6. I think it would be okay to do other stuff there. In fact, I'm confident it'll be okay. So I might do that actually because I genuinely think that they would let me do it. Um, what's this one? Scott Arbuckle says, Ade, is Canelo going to fight Bivol in September? Looks like it. Looks like it. When I asked Eddie the question, I think he mentioned that it will be Bivol. Not 100%, but most likely Bivol. I'd say that Bivol's the front runner right now in it. And that's even in itself is crazy, right? I said it like Bivol for me, and people might disagree. I think Bivol's better than Caleb Plant. I think Bivol can do everything that Caleb Plant can do and better. And again, don't judge him on the Craig Richards performance. That he was out of the ring for nearly 2 years. Judge him on the first 3 rounds of that. That's Dimitri Bivol. Canelo's going to fight him, unbeaten world champion. Canelo's crazy. Canelo's crazy. Um, Did you guys see this like footage going around of Errol Spence supposedly getting tagged quite a lot in sparring? I saw a little bit of it. Um, I don't know. I wasn't. I think people are exaggerating it, but I do think now people are thinking, "Oh, Pac-Man might have a chance." Go and watch it. It's on YouTube if you haven't seen it. Addy, can we talk McCarthy versus BILLAM Smith and how Ian John Lewis saw it by 4 or 5, but other judges saw it by 1, along with everyone else on the planet? Yeah, I had it a draw. I actually had it a draw. I've watched highlights again and had it a draw. Watching it ringside, it's weird. Watching it there and then watching it at home, it's so different. And I actually think from a scoring standpoint, watching it at home is a lot better. Like way better. You see so many different angles that you actually don't really see when you're watching it close up like that. You can't see what the other person's trying to do and the little traps the person's trying to set. But yeah, I had it 114. I have no issue with a split decision going to either way. 116, 112 from Ian John Lewis. It's not the, I mean, it's Ian John Lewis, ain't the worst. I mean, this is Ian John Lewis we're talking about, Dan. But I think they should go again. I do think they should either rematch again, which I wouldn't mind seeing, or BILLAM Smith should have the rematch with Riakporhe, who's been out of the ring for a couple of years, but obviously that's the only guy that beat him. I still think both of them are away from Fringe World level. Like initially, what I was saying was that the winner goes to Fringe World level, and it makes sense, right? You got the Commonwealth, the European, and the British, but I still think there's maybe one more fight just before that for both. So I think that one more fight for BILLAM Smith could be Riakporhe, it could be someone else. But decent fight. I think it got scrappy at times. But yeah, I had it a draw. And I think Tommy McCarthy would probably wake up thinking he just got a bit tired and lazy in the middle rounds. And I think that's where Chris BILLAM Smith starts to do some good work. Interesting. When I was talking about that Leo Santa Cruz hasn't defended, a point here from Ace of, I don't know what that says you ain't defended in 2 years either. Okay, this is the difference. Leo Santa Cruz actually had a fight, but in a different weight class. Zhu was scheduled to fight Warrington. They just didn't fight. Financial reasons, whatever, COVID. So Zhu not fighting isn't because of Zhu. It's because of other situations. Fucking Leo Santa Cruz actually had a fight, but decided not to fight his own weight class and take the Javante Davis fight and other fights after. So the other fights before that. So it's a bit different, but you got a point. What's this from Mr. Thornton says, I don't think Josh makes the same mistake twice. This time he goes to hurt Lara. Let's see if Lara can be hurt. Like, let's see. IA says, Addy, if you're Hearn, how much you offering Ben Whittaker? Everything. Hearn will sign Ben Whittaker. There's no two ways about it. Like, he will 110% sign him. I mean, if he wins gold, then all bets are off, right? All bets are off. This is a good shout. Would anyone like to see that? Talita Almeida says, making a vlog would be very, you know what? Let's do it. Let's make a vlog. I'll make a vlog of on Thursday. I'm going there Thursday. Literally a vlog of me leaving my house. In fact, I'm going there Wednesday night. Okay. Wednesday night, I'm going to the hotel. So we'll make a vlog of Wednesday night through to Thursday. We'll put that up. That's what we're going to do. So you guys can see exactly what it's like behind the scenes. All right. Mr. S says, did you apply for the zone or did they approach you? They approached. I wouldn't have even known how. How do you apply for it? Well, no, I got an email. Yeah. Yeah, a few people saying the vlog would be good. Yeah, people like that. What's this? Stefano Prime says, Lara sleeps Warrington again. Warrington lacks the power to make Lara respect him, and Warrington will try to be brave in front of his 20,000 fans. I think he gets smoked even more dramatically this time. Oh, what happens if he gets smoked again? Let's not. Surely we're not going to say that's it. He's done. He should call it quits. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him next. if he does get beat again, just because he's a massive ticket seller, right? Massive. He's a big name, former world champion. Wonder what they would do. A few people, I think Sammy Pavley saying he had it a draw as well. Yeah, I had it a draw. And that would have been nice for it to, but Ian John Lewis, isn't it? Hussein Motion says, what do you think of Pat McCormack? Not just Pat, by the way, but a lot of our Olympians. I think this is the best Olympics. By the way, did you see Fraser Clark's fight? Sorry, this is so off subject a bit here. He fought that French guy, and the French guy got disqualified. The French guy got a point deducted for supposedly headbutting, which I thought was a bit harsh. He obviously got upset with that point deducting, so he threw his mouthpiece out. Then the referee just disqualified him. Imagine that you've been waiting 5 years for these Olympics to roll around, and you get disqualified from the Olympics in a fight that I thought he was winning as well. What's this one? IA says, what's going on with Reactball? I feel like is that, juice, steroids? I don't know. I'm not sure actually. I thought it was just an injury. Reactball was supposed to fight. I saw him about 6 months ago, and he was supposed to fight Larina from South Africa, who at the time, I don't know if he still is, but at that time was the IBO Cruiserweight World Champion. The fight just fell through. So I don't know. I think it's more an injury and just trying to get a fight more than anything. Star Fox McLeod 213 says, greetings from Mexico. Thank you, my man. Much appreciated. A few people saying a vlog would be good. All right, we're doing the vlog then. We're doing a vlog, people. James Brown says, only just jumped in. Great card, Ade. Who stole the show? In my opinion, it was Leewood. Yeah, Leewood definitely stole the show. Like, without a doubt. Someone should sign that French guy heavyweight. He could be the real life Ivan Drago's son. He looked mad. He looked crazy, didn't he? I think someone just asked me, no drink. There you go. Look at this. Not drinking tonight. I didn't know. I drank last night. And that's enough. The amount I drank last night was enough. All right, guys, last couple of minutes. What else have we got here? Romano Barrow says, Ali, where's all the famous whiskey? I thought it would be out since the DAZN job. You know what? I'm actually trying, believe it or not, to cut out drinking a little bit. I do think there was a period a couple of months ago where I felt like I was drinking a lot. Like, I was thinking, like, I was drinking most videos, weren't I? So I thought, you know what? Enough. In my opinion, Laura Woods is the best sports presenter. She's up there. I said to you guys that she would not let the boxing fraternity down. She's up there, man. Laura Woods is very, very good. Very, very good. There was a lot of people on the comments yesterday saying that Laura Woods should replace Maya. I don't know, not yet. I think keep it where it is. But Laura Woods is, I mean, she's a seasoned presenter. This is someone that's presented Premier League football and FA Cup and Carabao Cup and talk sport shows. For her, it's just a walk in the park. Are you still going ahead with your studio? Yes. It's the most important thing, bruv. Sorry, is that yeah, Flynn, that's a bruv. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Remember the zone, like it's not every week. Well, I don't think it is anyway, that Matchroom are going to put on a show. So yeah, no. That is 100%. Yeah, like literally going ahead. If I'm not in that studio by the end of next week, I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack because it's costing me a lot of money just to fucking rent it. Ninja's Rose says, I think the Webb versus Wardy fight is a sleeper next week. And I might be mad, but I think Webb stops in late. No, not mad at all. The ring is tiny. I don't know why I just thought that, because it's heavyweights. And we're going to see the ring is so small, like very small. I don't know why. And I do wonder if they probably aren't going to change it for next week. But It's going to be interesting. Just because Wardley's a bit of a mover, Nick Webb kind of plods you, don't he? Kind of like goes forward and just. But Wardley likes to move, but he's not going to be able to move because that ring's tiny. Right, last couple of questions. What's this one? Mr. Owusu says, Ade, how did you get involved in the boxing broadcasting? I went to Africa with my ex and I just applied. I saw some company that had just started in South Africa and I just applied on that's no, I'm lying. Let me just tell that's not true. I didn't apply. I reached out to the guy on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where most of my connections have been made. And I reached out to a guy on LinkedIn who was the head of production for that company. I initially went to do some football talk and I was awful. I was so bad and they didn't call me back for a few months. And then he called me and says, okay, we got some boxing stuff. You know you're boxing. Would you like to be our commentator? And I was like, let's give it a go. And that was that. That was, when was that? That was like 3 years ago. So yeah, that's how I got involved. So Alex Ferguson. Ade, where did Liverpool finish this season? Third, fourth. Third, fourth. City, I mean, they get Grealish. That's almost cheating, isn't it? Chelsea look good again. Man United have got fucking Varane and Sancho. Fuck's sake, mate. Liverpool needs something. We need something. All right, guys, and girls. It's been an hour. 1 second. Let me quickly check. My phone keeps going off. Oh. No, let's do 5 more. Oh, is this true? Warrington did an interview a couple of weeks back and looked fucked, slurring his words, etc. Hasn't gotten over the KO. I need to see that. I'm not quite sure if that's true. Ade, when you get your tutor interview Dylan White, I'll ask him. I'll ask him. I'm not like I'll ask anyone for an interview. I'll ask anyone. What are people talking about? New season. What's this? Baptiste, new season. What's this? Has anyone got something they can recommend me to watch on Netflix tonight? Anyone got any? This is good. See, look, see, this is what I like. I'm happy someone wrote this down. And will you be getting other YouTubers on the zone? Props for the segment with Rob from Boxing Social. That was me. That's what I'm trying to do. That was me. So that section where Rob Tebbett came on, that was me. There was also a section where the Undefeated podcast guys, I played their skit. They had a little Conor Ben skit. Recommendations from the team and me, Kuhn Cassius, me. So we are trying to get some people on. Someone say Ring IQ for women's boxing. If they're there, if Ring IQ is there, then yeah, absolutely. Someone saying Trailer Park Boys on Netflix and lay back and laugh your fucking ass off, mate. Okay, cool. We'll watch that. All right, guys, I gotta go. It's been a pleasure this hour. Again, thank you so much for all the love. I'm gonna do a vlog then. I'm gonna do a vlog on Wednesday and release it on Thursday evening. I'll do my usual videos on Monday and Tuesday, but Thursday evening about what it's like behind the scenes. I really want you guys to see exactly what it's like behind the scenes. I don't know if I'm allowed to film inside Matchroom HQ. I'll ask. If I am though, then it'll be good. It'll be fun. That's gonna be really good actually. You know, I'm definitely doing that. I think that's gonna look really good. But yeah, thank you, Talita, for suggesting that. All right, people, peace and love. Don't forget on your way out, smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Peace.